All right. Well, welcome to the CrackerJacksPodcast. I'm Aiden Risk. I'm bad at
Woo!
introducing my names. I'm here with the beautiful boys. We got Liam Region. Say hi.
Hello.
Look at him
Hi.
go.
It's me.
Yes, please say hi. We have
Hi.
Ryan Stevens. Please say hello.
Howdy.
That's not what I said. That's not what the script says.
Hello.
Thank you. And then
Forget the
I've
script.
got we have Aiden Parks. Say I'm gay.
I'm gay.
Recorded
Hello.
All right.
evidence.
Oh,
It's on film.
We got him.
shit. It's on film.
And we're here
Video
to
or didn't
we're here to
happen.
talk for your entertainment.
Whoa.
Entertain me.
No,
All
we're
right.
we're entertaining them.
Yeah, entertain us.
Okay. So what are we discussing today, gentlemen?
Stories from high school. Or school in
yeah,
general.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
became prepared.
All right. Might as well. I don't
Wow,
have any,
Ryan's
but
so
let me
ready
think
for
of some.
this.
I mean, alright, I don't know who wants to go first.
I'm just gonna pull
Um,
up embarrassing stuff from high school, see if any of these relate to me.
I don't mind
Wow.
I don't
Stealing
mind
someone's
kicking off
stories.
a pretty good story.
Alright, let you go
Okay.
then.
Okay. Go first then.
So there was this instance where this kid, and God bless his soul. Before I start the story, I gotta say you've always gotta have confidence and don't feel ashamed to like ask a girl out. But this kid,
Oh.
he got
Oh,
he
no.
got the entire school's attention because he
Oh,
was
nice.
trying to impress this girl. And first of all, that's the wrong move. You don't try to
Impress.
impress the girl. You just be
You
yourself.
do it. You do
Yeah,
it.
you just
No,
do
no, no,
it.
no, no. You try to be someone else entirely. That's how the game works.
Amen,
Well,
brother.
clearly this
Yeah,
kid knew the
amen,
game
brother.
then, because in the process of him trying to show off how strong he is, he broke his arm,
Oh,
and the entire school, like, mind you, I was a bit of a distance away, so I didn't get to
Holy
see it.
shit.
But all I
So you're just
saw
an
was like
onlooker.
the entire school running towards this one kid and a bunch of teachers running around. I'm like, well, that doesn't look so good, now does it?
Oh my
Where'd he
god.
break
that
it?
is-
He broke his arm. Like I think he
Like,
broke
wait, like-
his wrist. I think it was.
How?
Okay. How'd he do it?
If I remember correctly, he was trying to
Was it like-
impress the girl with his climbing skills, something like that. And there was like this big like fuck off tree right next to him. So I think he tried to climb it, and obviously he fell because there's nothing to grip on. But he got pretty high, so he fell and landed on concrete and broke his arm, something like
Wait,
that.
how old
Now-
was he?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, what year is this?
He was in year 7,
Oh,
Oh,
of
okay.
course.
so
That
he
sounds
was
right.
12,
he was
even better.
fresh into high
That sounds
school.
right.
Okay, I'm alright. I'm alright with that because I was thinking like this dude's like fucking like 17, 16 crawling up.
If
If he was
Nah.
17, that would be impressive. Hey, look at me, I can climb this tree.
Oh,
Check it
Look
out.
at me,
fuck.
babe! I can climb this tree. Oh,
Oh,
shit!
yeah. I'm so strong. I
I
can even...
think it's really funny though because like
No. If you're 17, if you're 17, the thing you have to do to impress a girl is that you lift the tree out of the ground and then
Yeah.
just carry it over your head.
Yeah,
That's what you
this-
do.
that's-
And you
I
give,
mean-
and you give
and
it to
do
her
it.
like a bouquet of flowers.
yeah, like,
Yes.
that's the way you should do it. Like that's how I do it
Yes.
with my girlfriend. It clearly worked out.
But you got to make sure it's the right tree.
Yeah, you don't want to give her no trees that she's allergic to.
She's like, actually, I'm more into pine trees. Fuck!
God damn it!
I got this.
I,
broken
I,
knuckle.
I, I asked for a redwood, by the way.
Oh, no.
I wanted that
Oh,
birch,
no,
please.
You're that type of girl.
I'm sorry.
Imagine if the cherry on top was that he climbed a tree, he fell down the ground, broke his arm, and then just like a bird shat on his face.
I thought you were going to say
That would've been
he literally
funny.
just gives her a bird tree.
Give her a
a
bird
cherry bush. A
Wait,
cherry on top.
so I'm,
Oh,
I'm,
man.
assuming,
It's just a cherry bush.
I'm assuming it didn't work out.
No, obviously it didn't work out. He
Oh.
had
Oh,
to.
she didn't even say yes out of pity.
She walked away.
No, I don't think so because she had the entire school's attention on her and him, which I
Oh,
think is a
man.
funny scenario by itself. But
I
the kid
mean-
had to obviously go to hospital through the playground with all these kids in the way looking, and if I was one of them, I'd be pointing and laughing because he fucking broke his arm trying to
hell yeah.
impress a girl. I think
everything's
that's
funny at
really
that age.
funny. But
Yeah.
I have to give it to the kid. At least he went out and gave the effort. I didn't give an effort because I was already slam dunking pussy, so I didn't need to. I didn't need to impress girls. I was already doing that.
You're getting
As
lead.
you claim, yes.
Yeah, you know,
Ooh.
like you play the game.
Like
and
we
you
all
know how
are.
to play it.
Am I right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
exactly,
course.
dog. Exactly.
Of course, yeah.
All right, who else has a story
I mean,
from high school?
I can go.
Sure,
Okay,
go.
you
Mine's
go.
not-
Take the floor, right?
Mine's pretty short.
Well,
Alright.
hey, the shorter the better,
So-
because it makes mine look better.
I mean, mine's just like, what the fuck? So during my 6 years at high school, we had one of them's not confirmed because I don't know for sure because it was out when I left, but 3 teachers arrested for being
Oh.
pedophiles.
Oh,
Oh, that's not a good title you should have while teaching kids.
no.
I like
No,
it.
well, no, well, it wasn't that they were before. It's there was one.
Sort of grew on
Who-
them.
There was one who it didn't get done till I think we were in year 12 or we just graduated.
You're 12, 18.
What he would do in classes, everyone knew this. It was the stigma going around. The way the classroom was, it was his desk facing everyone's
Hmm.
at the front of the
Okay.
room. And what he would do is like they'd be doing a test or because he makes the entire class go silent. What he would do is push a pencil off the table, go
Yeah,
down to pick it up,
Oh
get
no,
a sticky beak.
Oh.
the classic. Yeah.
Mind you,
that's
this
so
same man-
juvenile.
this same man I have seen outside of SAE before.
Oh.
Hold on.
I was like during try 2, I was outside of I don't remember who, and I just saw him and he looked at me and I'm like,
I know you.
huh?
What are you
Wait.
doing here?
Get out!
I mean, I'll give the man credit. That's
I don't know
What
if
do
you
you
want
mean
to.
credit?
I don't know if you want to keep going with that sentence.
no, I
Define
will.
credit.
It's a good tactic.
For what?
Effective.
You knock off the pencil off the table and you're like, oh no, the pencil, and then you go
The-
pick it up.
Yeah,
the
but
other teacher, it was only when I was in year 7, so I didn't know exactly, but from what I've been told, he actually worked with the special ed program at our school.
Oh, no.
So he was into those kids.
I mean, I don't know if it was those kids.
I don't think it was into
God.
them. I think they were just easier.
Easier to take advantage of.
Easy
Oh
pickings.
god. Oh god.
And then the other teacher, I'm not confirmed because it was a teacher I had, and I really liked him, but I don't know if it was
And he
confirmed.
really liked you
You're
too.
fueling pedophiles, Ryan.
It was my guitar instructor.
Oh
he,
no.
he was
He came
strumming
to
more
the
than just
school.
those G strings.
Hey, you know the D minors.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
God.
he's.
The Seinfeld
I
thing
don't know if
plays.
it's confirmed it was him.
He
I
wa-
tried to message him,
He
but
walks into
he-
class buck naked, just holding the guitar, covering his junk. We're gonna.
well, he wasn't even
we're
like a
gonna
proper
practice
teacher.
the
It was
decor.
I feel like
so-
I've seen that somewhere.
it was someone. It was someone that came to the school and was hired to teach the instruments. He
Jeez.
wasn't an actual proper
Hmm.
teacher that worked for the school.
So you just
Damn,
ran some
son.
random
Oh.
guy who came and was like, I played Wonderwall once at a party.
So not even.
They were
So
I
pretty
wait,
good
liked
with it.
him. He was a
So
good
not even
teacher,
freelance,
but I don't
or-
know if it was. It was sort of freelanced, I think.
Okay.
Oh, okay, fix enough. Whatever gets food on
So
the
yeah.
table.
What do you know?
So yeah, that's how fucked up my school was. I got some more stories.
Fantastic.
Just your average pedophile story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to share with the classroom?
I can go. I just thought of one.
All right,
Go
take
for
the
it.
floor, Liam.
Okay, so I went to 2 high schools. The first high school was a performing arts school, and I was in the drama department. And it's a weird thing about my old school was that each of the creative arts departments, they all had war with each other for some reason, and drama was like the lowest of low according to the faculty. I don't know why, but we were just like the lowest ones for some reason. But anyway, so we were performing like our monthly school show or whatever, and I was doing an act with my friend. And part of the act required me to fall on my side, like a pratfall on my side. And, you know, being the young 15-year-old I am, I was trying to impress these group of ladies just like by the side.
These ladies.
With my acting skills. So I'm like, oh, I'm a good actor, so let's try this. And so I did the act, and I did the pratfall on the side, and I heard this big crack right in my
Oh.
pocket. And so I looked in my pocket, and my phone was completely destroyed.
Oh my god.
How?
Ooh.
What'd you do?
Because I fell on it. That's why.
Oh.
I
Holy
fell on it.
shit.
My phone was completely destroyed, and my shot with the ladies didn't work, sadly. So
Oh, what? They didn't at least
Aw.
thought that you were cute on how you stumbled?
Well, if they didn't think your friend who fell off
Climb
the
up
tree
a
was
tree.
cute, they wouldn't think I was cute for falling on my phone.
Or they were like,
Hey,
damn, look how strong he is. He broke his phone.
Yeah, but
It's like,
But anyway,
bad,
so-
ladies.
Without
that's
even
kind of
touching
hot
it.
though.
that's more of a fat thing than a muscle thing.
A fat thing.
Honestly.
Well-
Don't put yourself down.
You're a
Maybe
real man.
maybe your leg muscle is just so fucking huge it broke your phone.
That's so thick.
You accidentally flexed too hard and it just cracked your phone.
Maybe, but anyway, so I broke my phone that day, and funny thing, later on that day, there was this weird little argument between some of my friends in the drama group and some of my friends in the music group, and of course the music group was the biggest one out of them all because music is the best, I guess, according to everyone.
Yeah.
So the music one, so the drama kids were arguing with the main teacher about we should have a bigger act than them, or we should have like the same act, and he's like, no, you shouldn't. Just have the music people worked hard, but they're like, no, but we worked hard, and so there was just like this big kerfuffle, and it even got into a little scrap near the end.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh
Oh wow.
I wasn't part of it, but I just saw it, and I was like, this is way too funny to not look away, because it's just a bunch of, I don't want to say prissy, but a bunch of what do you think the prissiest drama kids you can think of being essentially at war with the couple of the music people. That was the fun. That was the thing that made my day. Like, I broke my phone. That was my lowest low. And then I saw a bunch of prissy kids beat each other up over who gets to have the biggest act, and that made my
Oh
day
my
again.
God.
The
So,
audio,
like,
the audio kids walk up like an aux cable, start strangling.
Well,
the theater kids like
we-
try stabbing them with like fake like retractable knives. Like, ah, shit, it's a prop.
we had a circus department, so maybe they could have
What?
like
Acrobatics in the background, just a couple of flips. Also, hold on, circus? What?
yeah, circus. It was part of the performing arts crew. So it was
Hell
music.
yeah.
It was music, drama, art, like visual art, scrap music, circus, and one more I can't think of. Dance. There you go, dance.
So you're telling me you pretty much had a clown college?
Yeah, I was about to say. Well, no, what I was gonna say was if
From
you go for anybody in the classes, you'd have to go for the circus people because I imagine some of them would be quite flexible. I'm just
some
saying.
bendy ones,
Oh,
yes.
I'm just
There were quite a few bendy women. I will
Oh, yeah.
I will admit that.
bendy.
Well,
women.
that's what a
They were
performing
gay.
arts school is. It's got a lot of those extra classes that you won't find in any other school because they're not a performing arts school.
Well, one
I
of them
also had
was
the same.
okay.
one of them was like trying to be like a professional contortionist. So
Nice.
Oh.
and she
Damn.
didn't like. And like whenever she performed, she didn't like break her spine
She
whenever she
broke
fit
her
into
arm
a box or whatever.
mid-performance.
So
She broke
that
her
actually
arm
did
trying to
happen, but
impress
not to
them.
her. Let me try and remember the story again.
Oh, here we go.
So it was another drama kid. He was performing live on stage in front of everybody,
Yeah,
and he was. I think I don't remember his what pratfall was like trying to do like a little like funny dance. He was like the comedic guy or whatever. So he was trying to do a funny dance, and then he slipped accidentally and fell on his arm and broke it in front of everyone live on stage.
Oh my god.
Nice.
And the worst thing was that it was opening night,
Was he-
so we didn't have another performance after that.
Was
Oh,
he
hell
was he
yeah.
mic'd up?
I think so from memory.
Because
Or was it like the drama mics?
No, I'm just thinking though, if he's mic'd up, you just hear like the crack in him just going fuck over the internet.
Actually, no.
No, he doesn't even do the fuck. He just goes the.
Actually, no, we weren't mic'd up. We had to do like projections, so we had to like speak loudly, which was annoying.
He just
Oh, what
goes
the fuck?
fuck.
Yeah.
See, our school, we had like the performing arts areas, but the only people that hate each other was it was generally just my year hating on the younger years.
Oh,
Why?
Because we
I
had
don't-
like the drama, we had the music, dance, and all that, and we had like the live nights and everything. But the only things that was just my year going, like say we were in year 10, it was like, fuck the year 9s.
Fuck those
Why?
undergraduates.
And does it
Um,
like shift when you go to the next grade? So when you live in, you're like,
Then-
fuck
yeah,
you
then you're like,
tens,
fuck you
man.
tens.
Yeah, it was just the one year we hated.
Why?
Because
What
they were
was the
so
one
bad
year
at their
about?
performances.
Oh, fair enough.
Guess that's fair.
It was
God.
like there was one week because I worked, so I did music, so I was in the performances,
Yeah.
and then during year 11 and 12, I did entertainment. So that meant I was actually running the shows.
Oh,
So
wow.
there was one stage where I had to work behind the audio desk, and I couldn't do my music performance because we had actual mics and had sound music, everything coming in. So it was a proper music desk, and I had to sit through some bad performances.
Hell yeah.
Like there was one music performance of the year below us as well. You ever hear the song "Joker and the Thief"?
Hell
Joker and the
yeah, I
Thief
love
in
that
the
song.
night. Yeah.
The instruments on point.
Wow.
Then
The vocals.
two young female singers who didn't have much singing talent
Oh no.
came in
Oh no.
as the Joker and the Thief for the night.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
I
was-
definitely had a few of those when I orchestrated my performances.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
I love
I had
the
a lot
fact
of that
that
in my music class.
I love the fact that I went to high school and on like the other side of the world, and I still had that shit as well. Just people doing really bad singing performances, and you're like, "What?
Hey,
what?
bad talent.
Why
Hey,
are
bad
you-
talent exists everywhere.
Yeah, but
Some
Some
even
hell
in
people,
yeah.
the same
some people aren't
scenario-
good at actually being good musicians. Like in my music class, which I'm going to be throwing a lot of shade, everyone fucking
Damn.
sucked.
Well,
No one
tone-
knew how to
Damn.
actually do the performing
Damn.
part.
Well, being
I
tone
mean,
deaf was
most
a
of my
thing.
music class was just singers.
Same as mine. Or
Like,
really
we-
I had
wanky
a f-
guitarists who think they're the best thing since Jimi Hendrix.
I
We
don't-
had
a
bunch
I had
of
a few
singers, and then some guitarists, and then in our class we had one bassist and one drummer.
Yeah,
that was
the
it.
same with my class, except I was
I
the
want
one bassist.
I want some like I wish music classes in the future would be like just like fucking hardcore. Like some will play the cello, some will play the harp, some will play
Oh.
like the clarinet.
Yeah.
See,
Just
our-
like really, just like full on orchestra performance. A tuba. Someone has to play a tuba.
Mm.
there was one. Okay, there was one guy in our year who played the piano.
Yeah.
Fuck, he had some magical hands because he could play anything you
suggestive.
put your show
I,
in.
I like to think the women walk up and saying, "Can you do that to me?"
yeah,
And he's,
I mean,
he's
he's-
just awkwardly sitting there like, "No."
His name was. I'll name drop him. His name was Sa, and every
Sa?
time he'd go on stage at our class and like even some of the other classes like years and that would be like, "God damn it, Sa, you beautiful bastard."
Sa.
Why are you so good,
He was-
Sa?
Is that
he's-
short for
he's-
something? Or is that just
No,
his
that's
full-
his name. He's
Sa.
New Zealand,
Ah.
Okay.
so that's why.
That explains so much.
But
No
yeah,
racial.
fuck. Like literally, we'd print out any sheet music or something, and we're like, "Hey, can you play that?" And he'd look at it for like 5 seconds and then just play it.
Oh wow.
It's a real talent there.
But
I just-
when you
I-
said about orchestra, we did have some people who did like clarinet, tuba,
Okay.
trumpet as well. But they were in the year below us, and they never actually did it.
Oh, so they played badly.
They played badly. Well, those instruments I don't know because I never heard them. But they did all the other instruments, and that was not good.
I wish that I never joined music class. I only did in year 7 because it was mandatory. But I wish that I stuck out just so I can play the theremin and then show off everybody by playing the theremin.
Wow,
Oh, hell
guys, he
yeah.
plays the theremin.
Theremin.
Wow.
Hey, you've
Wow.
heard the theremin. You've heard the theremin. The theremin's badass.
No,
It
but
The
is
guy
pretty
who plays
badass.
the theremin. Oh my god.
Oh no, look at him go.
It's the theremin guy.
Theremin boy, look at him go.
I remember when I was sitting in
Whoa,
music class
whoa.
with my friend. we were asked to make an advertisement jingle, like to work on our songwriting ability. And my friend and we weren't exactly doing that. We were actually just writing our own music because we wanted to work on it. And then
Work on
the
real
sub
music,
teacher,
man.
pardon?
Work on real
was
music,
that?
man.
Yeah, man.
Oh, of course, real music. I ain't making jingle shit. I ain't making none of that C91.3. No, I'm not doing none of that shit. That shit's gay.
Work against the
Anyway.
machine.
95.3.
Smooth 95.3.
You know, it's 95.3.
That jingle's good. That jingle's good, but besides the point, our sub teacher came up and said, "Are you guys doing the work?" And we said no. And then she said, "Could you guys please do the work?" And we're like, "All right." And then we sat down with her still watching and made a jingle in 10 seconds. And then we said, "There we go, we done it." And then she walked away and we went back to what we were doing.
Nice.
Which
Hell
is
yeah.
which is really funny, and I still have it recorded somewhere. I'll send it to you, Parks, if I find it.
Hell yeah.
A little bit of flexing.
How'd you know I made that song?
Wow.
Great, now you exposed me. I'm no longer underground no more.
Oh, fantastic.
I was to say because of music class, because I had to do it mandatory in I think it was year 8.
Yeah, everyone
There was a
did.
class where we had to play guitar because every year you'd learn a new instrument, and for some reason they only put certain classes mandatory in certain years. So some people got to learn piano, some got to learn guitar. I think now they're actually doing drums.
Drums.
But we had to learn guitar, and I picked it up like that.
Hey.
And literally, it got to the point where I had to help the teacher teach the other students because I picked it up so quickly, and they're like, "How do you do it?" I'm like, "This." I had never played the guitar before. It was just because of that class, and I picked it up so quickly.
And here you are playing guitar in real
I think it was like the
life.
first song we had to learn was what was it? Big Jet Plane.
Oh yeah.
Gotta take you for a ride on a big
Big
jet
jet
plane.
Oh, that
plane.
song. Okay.
Yeah, I
It's
know
such
the
a
one.
depressing sounding song, but we had to learn that for some reason.
Well, it's like every kid in high school who could play guitar or bass did Seven Nation Army because that was the song to do.
We never had anyone doing Seven Nation Army actually.
Oh, because everyone in my school fucking did it, and they thought they were the best.
The only ones that got done in my school was the traditional overdone song,
I think I know
Stairway to
one.
Heaven.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
that one on
What I-
guitar. Yeah.
What I never understand is why everybody plays Seven Nation Army on the bass. It was played with a guitar.
I don't
It's
know.
because it's bass sounding. That's all it is.
Mm.
I don't know.
It doesn't
Yes.
matter if it's on guitar.
He just
yeah.
listened to strings.
Well, yeah, if it's sounding, obviously you can't really replicate that that perfect
You gotta
sound
play it on the cello.
guitar very
God.
Played on the
well.
Oh,
fucking
just quickly going back to things to do in high school that were mandatory. I had to do dance class in year 7. And
Oh hell
Yeah, I had to
yeah.
do that too.
I have no
hated
embarrassing
that.
stories, but all we did was that we did a few dances, like high school disco dances, which are not good. And then, like in the last couple of weeks, we just watched Dance Academy, like the whole season of Dance Academy.
I will admit that show isn't that bad.
It's
It's
alright.
a decent show.
It's
It's a
got-
decent show.
It's got Wally West in it. He's okay in it.
Yeah.
My
Remember when,
dancing was mandatory for girls. For me, in my
But not
high
for
school
boys?
for a PE.
But not
I
for
never had to
boys.
do
Wow.
dancing. No,
Wait,
just
hold
girls
on.
did it.
Hold on.
Oh, what do the guys do? Just regular sport?
Yeah,
Oh god.
Play kickball on the playground. That's what they did.
basically.
Dodgeball!
I'll tell you a PE story. This is a pretty good one, and I think it.
Oh, this should be good.
Like, it's pretty good for injuries. So we were
Oh.
on the AstroTurf, and it was a big fucking AstroTurf, like ginormous, and they split the class in two. One class was playing softball on one end of the AstroTurf, the other class was playing it on the other side. And because I fucking hate playing like rounders and shit and all that stuff, I'd always just like be like in the middle of the field, just sort of standing there in the sun, just looking around, or like talking to my friend who's next to me. But I was watching the other game behind me, and my friend Zayed was a backstop, and someone pitched and threw the ball. The batter hit the ball, but what he did was he hit it. He then threw it behind him, hit my mate directly in the face with a metal bat. My mate was out like that. Like,
Oh.
I've,
my
I've,
God.
I've
Instantly.
had that exact same thing.
and I watched this all from a distance, and I went, "Oh shit!" And then my PE teacher went, "Hey, don't swear." And I went, "Sir, look, I just got smacked in the face." And he went, "Oh." And we all went over. He was out, and then he had to get 12 stitches, like 6 above his eye and 6 under his chin. And he came back the
Ooh.
next day, and I said, "Zai, do you remember anything?" And he went, "No, I just remember like waking up in the nurse's office and having an absolutely fucking worst headache I've ever had."
Oh god.
And I'm like,
I had
Damn.
I had something similar that happened to a friend. So I was in primary school. I think it was like year 3, I think, and we were all playing handball in the handball courts.
Mm.
And
As you do.
yeah,
Mm.
like it was like it was really weird because it was a handball court that was closest to the classroom. So everybody who wanted to play handball
Watch.
had to what. No, not watch, but we had to
Ran to that court.
exactly because then in our primary school we had lunchtime, which was like 5 to 10 minutes. We'd have lunches, and then when the bell rings, we all go to the playground to play for like 10 minutes, and everybody just like fucking waited at the like the furthest we can go, and then when the bell rang, we all just sprinted to the handball court just as you can get it.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so we're playing handball, and I'm not gonna lie, I was actually not that bad. But my friend.
Oh,
my
wow.
friend, he was trying to be like fucking like trick shots and all that, and he was going for one ball that was going towards him, and he accidentally slipped, and his head fell on like those like metal rubbish bins,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
those like tin ones. Yeah, he fell on the edge of that,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
it dented into his skin. He had to get like I think it was like 5 stitches
Ow.
from his head, and yeah, that was not a good day for him.
That actually reminds me of something that happened to me when I was in year 2. We were playing T-ball, which is the poor man's softball. And
T-ball's pretty lit. Don't put
wait.
T-ball down.
no, I like softball more than T-ball.
You mean the game where you put a ball on a stick and then you hit the ball instead of waiting for the ball to come at you?
Yes.
Yeah,
The
AKA
boring
it's
way
called
of playing
T, hence the
softball.
name T-ball.
The boring
And-
way of playing softball, yeah.
Yeah, I know, which is why it's the poor man's way of doing it. But I remember I was on second base as like the catcher, and I was bored out of my mind because there was never a moment in the game when I was like, oh man, I'm so important. I was just standing there. And I remember I was looking at the clouds and just looking at the different shapes of them, being like, wow, that one looks like a dolphin. That one looks like a dude.
As
And then
kids
all I heard was, Aiden, look out! I'm like, huh? And then I had the softball hit me right in the side of my head, and like I saw it go
Ooh.
flying up, and then like I felt the shock wave of it all. But then like I just like put my hand up against my head and said, ow! And then the teacher looked at me and said, go to the sick bay. Someone go with him. And then my friend went with me, and we went up there, and he asked, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I saw a dude and a dolphin. And he's like, I don't think you're good, man.
He's lost his mind.
I was half expecting you to get hit in the face and then realize, oh shit, I gotta run. Full sprint at the next base.
But
I mean, I just stood there, really. I was more or less in shock because I was like, oh, that's right, I'm playing T-ball. So
That's
boring
right,
because
I'm
it's
meant
not
to be doing
softball.
something.
Oh man. If we're all talking about injuries, be honest, guys. You've all been hit or kicked in the balls, right?
Yeah.
Fucking
I
oath.
mean, I've got some stories about that.
Oh,
tell
yeah.
us
Yeah, I know the one.
Ryan's told us.
Tell us. Then.
I've told both Aidens here. So
Now tell me.
this is in primary school though. So throughout primary school, for whatever reason, I was a big target of getting just hit in the balls. No clue why.
Which is mad disrespect, by the way.
I mean, yeah, don't do that, kids.
You have balls of steel now.
Only kick women in the balls. What?
I mean that's a good moral lesson to learn.
Yeah. Anyway, so
She's the man.
for whatever reason, I always got kicked there. And then it was one time, it was on a weekend as well. I was just sitting there playing games, whatever, and I got up to get a drink, and then I just had some really bad pain there, and I was like, that doesn't feel good. And I sort of just like played it off. I'm like, oh, I think the pain will go away. And then my mum saw how I was walking, and she explained it looked like an old Western cowboy about to draw. And so she's like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. I just suddenly got a really bad pain there. And my mum spoke to my nan, who is a nurse, and she's like, just take him to the hospital. Make sure it's okay. So we did, and it turns out I had what's called testicular torsion, which is
I've heard
when
of that.
both testicles wrap around each other and they start
God.
cutting off circulation, generally
Oh.
to trauma, moving them around a lot.
That's painful to even think about. Oh.
I know, right? All the
it
fellas
was
at
luck-
home be like,
And it was lucky I found it when I did, because
Could have lost one.
yes, because it's
Oh,
cutting
man.
off circulation to them.
So then you got
God.
just dead
But
testicle.
the whole thing about the experience is I was so annoyed because when we were in the hospital, I had the surgery. It was at night. I had the surgery done. Woke up in the morning. My mum was asleep on the thing, and I remember seeing someone in the same room as we were. They had one of the Game Boy machines that they wheeled to each of the chairs, and I was so depressed because they didn't give one to me.
Aw.
Damn.
Well, no, that's like the takeaway from that. It's not that you got kicked in the balls. It's I didn't get to play video games.
I wanted to, because I never owned a Game Boy as well. A GameCube. Shit,
Yeah.
it was a game. I never had a GameCube, so I was like, oh, I want to play that.
And
But yeah, fun times. And
Nice.
they've actually had to staple one in place so it won't move away.
Oh,
and that
it's-
staple is still
I was
there.
about to say, can you see it or feel it?
Can feel it every now and then, and it's not good feeling because it literally
It's a
gives my whole
staple.
body shivers.
It's a staple.
What?
Aw.
Oh man.
I definitely
Or
have
just-
a relatable feeling when like about feeling something and then feeling very uncomfortable. I think I might have told this story to Liam once, but I remember in primary school, I had a rubber and it was called for really big mistakes. It's a fucking massive rubber.
Oh, those
Oh
big
yeah,
pink
Yeah,
tell me
ones.
those
this.
big fuckers. And I
I
had a
used to have
pencil
those.
and I was just like kind of digging at it, like in primary school, you just kind of fuck around with whatever you got. That's what I was
Oh.
doing. And I remember,
Generally, you'd write like yes, no, maybe on the rubber, and you flip it and do
yeah,
questions,
and all
whatever
that
the
kind
fuck.
of stuff. Anyway, I was digging into the rubber because I was fucking around. I was a dumb kid, and then it slipped, and I accidentally stabbed myself with the
Yeah.
pencil. And I thought, fuck. And then I had to look at the tip of the pencil, and I'm like, where's the lead? And I looked into my
Oh.
hand, and I saw it actually
Uh-oh.
got stuck into my hand. And so, mind you, I didn't even say ow in front of the class. The teacher's like talking about something. I wasn't paying attention, and like I was at the back, and everyone else was looking to the front, and I was thinking, all right, this doesn't look good. So I need to get this out the best I can. So logic me got the pencil and started putting it back in to
What the
try to like
fuck?
jostle it back out and be like, come on, little fucking. I was like fucking going.
'Cause that's how it
I was in
works.
tears. I was like, this fucking hurts, but I did not say ow. I was just going.
Oh, big man.
Yeah,
big
I
man.
was a big man that day, and I looked at it and I thought, fuck, it went deeper. Well, that means I gotta go deeper, and I went back in. And I kept
Oh,
it going
no.
just to get it out, and then I saw, dang, it only got even deeper. Well, I'm pretty sure it will get its way out, and it's been in my hand ever since.
It's going off topic a bit, but that reminds me of a comedian story about he got a vibrating egg stuck up his ass.
What the
Jeez.
fuck?
Vibrating egg.
Jim Jeffries, the
Yeah.
comedian.
Well,
got a
for those folks at
vibrating egg
home, if
stuck
you
up
want to
his
check that
ass.
story,
How did he get a
you can check
vibrating
it
egg
out.
stuck in
Yeah,
his ass?
look that up if you want to hear it. But basically, he got it stuck up, and he kept trying to grab it and pushed further and further.
Oh, yeah.
Look up the story if you want to listen.
That's
to it.
like who's the dude that had a rumored that that had a gerbil in his ass? Who's that guy?
What was that?
Put a gerbil up his ass.
I'm gonna look.
Yeah, and South Park did the parody about
I
it.
remember.
Yeah,
I
hold
remember the
on.
Mallrats intro about it in the movie Mallrats, where he's just like, and he went back to the pet store and he said, "Why'd you get a cat? Why'd you put a cat up your ass to get the gerbil that was in there?" I love that beginning. While you're looking that up, I have another sport injury. I was playing
Oh, yeah?
basketball. This was like my last year in high school. I was playing basketball, and I got hit in the face. And I was like, "Oh fuck, that hurt." So I was like, anyway. So we kept playing, and then one of my mates says, "Aiden, you know your nose is like gushing blood." I was like, "Oh shit, really?" And I just had all this blood all over my face, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't even realize." And then I went up to my PE teacher and I went, "Hey sir, how am I looking?" He was looking down at his clipboard and he went, "What?" And he went, "Oh jeez." He had all this blood. And he went, "Aiden, go to the bathroom, jeez." And I was like, "Yeah, cheers, sir." I remember
Thanks.
his- I remember his name.
Something like that happened to me. I think I was in year 10. I was with my group of friends. I was on the picnic tables, and a basketball just like point blank hit the side of my face in mid conversation. And it's like, when you get when you get punched in the face, it is not really painful. You just feel that jolt.
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just like, whoa, I just got punched. Like it's not like it's painful. You just feel like the sharp energy. That's what that felt like, but like times 10.
Oh.
It was a real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you finish off because I was gonna go. Back
I don't know
to
if he threw it at my face deliberately or it was by accident, but part of me makes it think it was deliberate. But I don't have any reason why, because I was like the outsider in high school. Like I didn't want to get in anyone's dramas. I didn't care about anything that ever happened, so I just kind of stayed away from the drama.
Same.
So no one had any reason to hate me or whatever. I was just like the friend to everyone. But sadly, I was the peacemaker to everyone as well, and the shoulder to cry on to a lot of people as well. So that
Same.
made my days living hell every now and then. But oh well.
Yeah, I was the exact same.
What can you
That
do?
means you guys got the hot goss. Everyone hated me in my high school. I was
Anyway,
the outcast you didn't want to be friends with for some odd reason.
well, I can see what. No, I'm joking.
And it all changed.
Okay, so I
And
searched
it all
up
changed in
about
college.
the guy of the gerbil,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and I discovered there is a word for it: gerbiling,
Nice.
Yep, of course.
and it's not an Urban Dictionary word. This is on Wikipedia.
Huh.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Gerbiling, also known as gerbil stuffing or gerbil shooting.
Gerbil
I love gerbil shooting.
firing a projectile.
Oh man.
So, according to folklorist Jan Harold Brunvand. Accounts of
Folklorist.
gerbling were first recorded in 1984.
Fucking legends.
Like the book,
They've been at
1984.
it.
So apparently, this is a big thing. I thought it was like one or two guys that, and it was also just referenced in fucking
Hey,
South
hey,
Park. But
hey! People have their bedroom kinks. We don't judge.
oh yeah, we
Oh,
don't
I
judge.
do.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Honestly, I'm just impressed that they've been at that grind for so long.
I'm just impressed
Yeah.
they could fit it all in. Fucking gerbil.
Well,
That takes a
I
lot of
know.
effort. Well, is it alive? If it's alive, you know.
Yeah, the whole thing is meant to be alive.
yeah, it wouldn't be necrophilic.
Yeah,
gerbling.
I feel,
That'd be-
I
that'd
feel
be
bad
gay.
It's
for the,
rumored sexual.
I feel bad for the gerbil. Like they must be confused where they are.
Hey, maybe
that
they
reminds
like
me
it.
of. That reminds me
Gerbling
of.
Is a
p-
rumored sexual practice of inserting small live animals, usually gerbils, but also mice, hamsters, rats, and other various rodents into the human rectum to obtain
Oh.
stimulation.
Nice.
Why would you do that?
Dude, I've
Some
got some pet
variations of
rats.
reports
And...
Disgusting.
suggest that the rodent is covered in a psychoactive substance such as cocaine prior to being inserted.
Why
Ugh.
cocaine?
I guess so it moves around a lot more.
That doesn't feel comfortable. I have
Yeah,
a
that's the
couple of
reason.
pet rats, and they're actually really quite huge. So to stuff one of those in my butt,
Those
I've never
rats
considered.
are huge. I've seen your rats.
I know. Especially
reminds me
the
of-
fattest one, which is fucking massive. I don't even think just fitting in my ass would even work.
God. This reminds me of Parks. Remember when Jared Leto was cast as the Joker?
Oh, and he sent dead
Uh,
rats.
Pet
rats.
no, it was a
Mhm.
it was a live rat to Margot Robbie, I think.
Yeah, and then he sent like used condoms to people because he's an actor.
Yeah.
Method.
Because he's the
Method.
Joker. The Joker
He's
does
so
that.
good.
That's
I'm
why
your
he's the
Joker,
best.
baby.
That's why he's the best Joker. He's better than all of them.
Because he sent used condoms and live rats. Wow, what a great
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
He's
Let's
so
get back on
good.
topic about high
Hey,
school.
hey! When we were watching Birds of Prey, we were all waiting for Jared Leto Joker to show up. He never did, but we
Yeah.
were all waiting for it. We
Yeah.
were disappointed that he didn't.
I'll admit it.
Okay, I have
I
one.
wish he did.
I
Yeah,
have a story.
You have a Jared Leto?
Yeah, that too.
and a gerbil.
Gerbil up
Jared
your
Leto
ass?
and a gerbil.
No, so
Gerbil.
I have a high school. I have a fight story.
Oh,
Oh,
a fight.
yeah.
Because I love.
Were you part of the fight?
No, I wasn't part of it.
I got a fight
but,
story I can
but
talk
I was
about.
friends. But I was friends with everybody involved. So basically,
Oh,
this
good.
one kid, one of my friends, I can name them because you don't know their last names, and it's an Arab country, so it's like there's 5 million of this one name. It's just how it goes. So when my friend Assad was he kept making jabs at another kid called Hassan. And
Yeah.
and he just kept like little jabs, like you're an idiot and all that shit. And then one day he got really angry, Hassan, and Assad was playing football, and he went up to him and he said, "Oh, you're gonna keep making fun of me? Let's have a fight." And Assad went, "Oh, okay." But Hassan wasn't expecting him to actually agree to a fight, and Assad was like, "All right, let's go then." And he's like, "No, wait, I didn't really." And he goes, "No, let's go." And so they had a fight, like a proper fight. Assad kicked the shit out of him because he was like, "All right, let's go then if you want to fight." And
Oh my God.
and he asked for a fight, and that's what
I
he
guess
said.
that's true.
That's what he said to the teachers as
enough.
well. They're like, why'd you fight him? He goes, he said, "Do you want to fight?" And I said, "Yeah." And
He
I
asked
kicked his
for it.
ass. That's how a fight works. And I'm like, well, at least he knows, at least he's got that down. And anyway, so one of my other friends filmed the fight, and my friend who filmed the fight got in more trouble than the people who just had the fight themselves. He got in trouble because he was using his phone.
Yeah, that's true. Now, question:
like-
Is that
What?
question? Is that footage anywhere on the internet?
No.
Damn it!
Oh, it's probably asked to remove it, eh?
But I just love that he got in more trouble than the two people who got into an actual fight.
Oh my god.
That's so fucking
Okay,
stupid.
I've got two fucking amazing fight stories.
Oh, hell
Oh yeah, I got a few as well. So go ahead.
I'll start with one which is a bit more on topic. So there was a guy in my I was close with, and he wasn't the most popular person, but he was popular because he had a meme Facebook account
Wow.
named Jeremy McSchnizzle,
Oh yeah.
and its profile picture was that I think it's the American ad. It's the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare guy from the EV Games ad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the account, and we had a year 12, like 2017 group where all the year 12s were in it, no
Mhm.
matter if everyone liked each other or not. No teachers were on it, but
Oh.
some words got thrown back between him memeing and one of the I think I don't want to say his race, but it was like a Syrian, I think it was.
Mhm.
So and anyway, so the guy found out who it really was, and they start saying, "I'm gonna fucking fight you," and he goes, "All right then, come
Oh.
on, I'll meme you."
Meme you down, bro.
Wow.
Come on.
I'll meme you.
Let's
And
meme battle now.
I wish I could I wish I could find the screenshots of the messages because it was fucking amazing.
Oh,
And then when it came to it, he like the memer wasn't gonna fight because obviously not. It's just a joke.
yeah.
But the guy was so pissed off by it, he wanted to fight. And then one of the guys in the group, who doesn't really talk, he stood up and beat the shit out of him.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Just a casual listener, and he's doing the participating in the punching.
No,
Oh,
because
Lord.
he was really close with the memer as well. So he just out of nowhere beat the shit out of this guy, and it was fucking amazing.
As
Oh
you
my
do.
god.
And now the other fight story.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
number 2.
So the way our recess and lunches was done was our recesses went for 40 minutes.
40
I think it was.
minutes.
They're long because we had 4 periods.
Huh.
So we had recess, and that had everyone from the school at recess. Year 7s to year 12s, everyone there.
Yep.
Yeah.
At the start of it, I think it was the start or somewhere by it, the main area we had was called the quad. I don't know about what you guys were.
Yeah, I had a quad.
Yeah, so there was 2 of my friends. I'll just name drop them because it'd be easier to distinguish. Ivan and Jonathan.
Alright.
They're standing on each side of the quad, yelling at each other like, "Let's fucking do this! Let's go! Let's go!" And they meet right in the middle, where it's this massive circle where no one goes. It's just in the middle that no one. I don't know why no one just goes there. They
It's
both like
cursed.
start pushing each other. Everyone starts crowding around. They both sit down and start playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Ah,
The entire school came around and started chanting, "Fight, fight, fight!" in a giant circle. Teachers were so concerned; they were like starting to break people up. And then I think it was it was like one of the year advisors finally got towards the center and saw they were playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and he goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Legend.
I really love
It was
that,
like-
where it's like just it's set up to be an actual fight, but it's just Yu-Gi-Oh. I feel like that's
But
what
the
all
thing is,
fights should really
out
be
of-
settled with.
Out of all the
Oh,
fights
yeah,
we had at
absolutely.
school, that had everyone watching.
Wow, really?
Something,
Yeah.
something
Holy
sort of
shit.
like that happened at my primary school when Beyblades were a popular thing.
Beyblade
Ah,
dance.
yeah.
Everyone
hell
was
yeah.
circling around these 2 Beybladers that were really aggressive about it. So they were just, I think they were like betting lunches and whatever. They were
Oh,
betting
yeah.
like lunch monies and lunches and books and stuff like that. And everyone was getting in on it. Everyone was betting who would
Gambling
win
young.
the Beyblade Cavaliers. Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty intense. I remember
Yeah.
I remember a fight I had with my friend, and it didn't start out like it. We were just mucking about, boys being boys, just pushing each other. One thing leads to another. They end up on the ground and whatnot. And
Start
my friend
kissing.
was getting a lot more aggressive about it. Like, he actually wanted to fight, and I'm like, oh, I actually don't want to fight. Granted, I could have used my words better by not agitating and by saying I'm not trying, because I'm obviously not trying. I don't want to punch my friend. So I tried to pin him down to the ground to, stop him
Yeah, get the
from
pinfall.
exuding so
1,
much
2,
energy.
3.
Yeah, do that kind of stuff. But it didn't work out. Eventually, we got caught by the teachers, and mind you, this is in the first break. So
Yeah.
that's an important factor of this whole story. It was the first break, which was our recess, and the next break is our lunch. But we got sent to the head office, which is where like the principal and the deputies all are, and we sat there for the entire day until it got to like 3. So like our break started at around 11. It's now 3, so we sat there for many hours. And when we got into the principal's office, by that time we've already made up and already started joking and laughing with each other. So the principal just looks at us and said, "Wow, you guys really worked it out quickly." And we're like, "Well, we had the time to do it, but we still got suspended for the fight." And I get that, but we both got put on what is called suspension cards, which is kind of like a monitor behavior and that kind of stuff. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, did they do this in that class? Yada 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 yada.
Okay,
His is
right.
because he choked me, and that's true. He did choke me, and mine was because I pinned him. But we had the exact same punishment,
even though
and I'm like,
even though one could have led to you dying. the
yeah.
other
I mean,
one-
like, I'm not gonna say I didn't choke back. Like, yeah, I did. Mine wasn't as hard, but I did. But the fact that their
Self-defense.
big argument was you pinned him. What do you have to say for
Yeah.
yourself? I'm just like, my school are run by idiots because they think me pinning a guy is the equivalent to someone choking me out.
Hell yeah.
And I thought it was really dumb. So the best thing
Well,
we
if you
took
look at
away
the
from that was that we
statistics,
had a
then
day off on
technically
Friday.
speaking. Oh man, that's good.
It was alright.
I'm trying to think. I never really. I've never gone to a fight in high school, luckily, but I don't think I remember any fights. Usually, all the fights were mainly just like either texting battles or like verbal, like screaming matches. But no one ever like threw a punch from memory. Maybe someone did, and I just wasn't there. But let me think. I remember a couple times where two kids were about to get into a fight, and everyone was screaming "fight, fight, fight, fight," but then they never got into a fight. Sadly. Like I love the collective. I love how everyone is just going, yeah, fight's about to happen. And then when they're like, okay, the teachers like break it up, and then everyone just goes, oh, like the
Aw.
collective groan. Like everyone
That
wants,
happened a
The
lot
school
at
life
mine.
is boring. There's like nothing
everyone wants to
happens.
see,
Nothing
everyone
interesting
wants to see
happens.
bloodlust, but no, they're like, damn it, not today, damn it.
Why is there such a thing as just people wanting to see someone get
I
hit?
always
Well,
do.
Because it's
Well,
satisfying
glad-
to see something.
No
No,
matter if
gladiators
it's a
were a thing.
friend or not, you just want to see blood.
Because
Well,
it's really
gladiators
interesting
were
to
a
see it
thing,
happen.
so-
I almost got put into that situation when I was playing a game with Yu-Gi-Oh with my mate. These guys kept stealing my cards, and I got really fed up with it. So when they came back around, I grabbed my water bottle and I just squirted the guy in the face.
Nice.
And
Hell yeah.
and he
That's
actually looked
nice.
so pissed. Like he was about to walk up to me, and then one of my friends who was an oldie stepped in front and said, "How about we go to a different place?" I'm like, "Yeah, that'd probably be best."
Hoped you violated the law.
But all I can really remember was the look in his eyes where it was just so funny because the look in his eyes really said, "Well, that's it, cuz. I'm gonna have to deck you into next Tuesday."
Oh hell yeah.
It
I'll
just
punch
looked
you the
so
next
funny.
week with my knuckle sandwich.
This is going off topic from the fights, but there was one thing So when I was in year 12, one of
Mhm.
my friends had recently bought this new gaming laptop. I don't remember what brand it was.
Mhm.
But it was this big, really powerful one, and he had a dolphin emulator on
Oh
it.
hell yeah!
Mm.
Thank you, games.
I think I've told Parks this story.
Fantastic.
Anyway, so he had a dolphin emulator, and he also had the at the time it was the Wii U Smash, and you could buy the GameCube controller and USB thing.
Okay.
You know, guys, what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you want to talk about.
So you can play that on through the USB. He brought that and figured you can actually connect them to the laptop and use them in the Dolphin emulator.
Ooh.
Oh.
We got 4 controllers every lunchtime for the next month or two. We'd be down there playing Smash, playing Mario Kart, doing whatever the fuck on this emulator.
It's
It was like a
fucking
And it got to the
sick.
point where, what?
It was like a drug.
Pretty much. It got to the point where, because we always went to the library and did this in one of the study rooms because only year 11s and 12s were allowed down there. And we thought, well, we don't want any year 7s or the young ones coming in because fuck them, you know.
Yeah.
So we were in there, and it got to the point where it was that popular. Some of like the very popular kids in the school came in and just watched us play.
The popular kids.
Oh, there we
Like
go.
even joined in when they could, but it got to the point where it looked like there was a riot going in that small room because it wasn't that big. It had room for like 4 tables
God.
and like enough walking space around those tables, and that's it.
God.
Well, clearly that wasn't
then
like it when you
we-
guys were playing Smash, right?
We probably fit like 30 or 40 people in that room.
Oh my god.
And it got to the point where the librarians had to step in, like, guys, can you leave them alone?
It's a fire hazard.
Leave them alone.
Because they don't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
They didn't know we were playing games on it. They thought we were just actually studying or doing something.
Mad legends.
Watching pornography.
Did you ever
Hey.
get caught?
Oh, that one. I don't remember why or when, but we did get caught at some stage, and they're like, "Yeah, you can't do that here. This is for studying."
Oh, teachers just don't get it.
Yeah,
Smash
I,
dog.
I remember
except
when
for the cool ones.
me and my mates we found a table just out in the open. We don't know why, but we also found some table tennis rackets on it with a ball there as well. Well, my
It's
mate
like it
had the
was.
ball, so
It's like it was
that
placed there
explains
for
that.
you.
But what we did was that we picked up the table and we took it somewhere where it's behind the school, and we started like running an underground table tennis game. And it me and my friends, we're the rowdy kids, you know. We're the kids that make the noise, but we also get the work done. But this was where the teachers had to cross the line because we had people just walking back into this little area in the school, and then they would just see a tennis table there set up and like just a bunch of guys screaming at the top of their lungs um of what's happening, so commentation, all that kind of shit. And we had to take the table back to where we found it, but we still got detention for it because they thought we were joking because we just found it out in the open. So we got detention for the table tennis, but we didn't get in trouble for running an underground table tennis ring, which was really funny.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah!
Well, technically, that's not against the
It's like a
rules,
fight
so you were
club.
out of the clear for that.
Well, we had betting.
I
We,
wouldn't
we
want
had
to fight
bets
me
on who
neither.
could win.
Oh.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like there was actual bet, and it wasn't like I bet my smoothie that I could beat you. It was like I bet $10.
Actual money. Actual money.
Yeah, it was actual money. This was actual betting. This wasn't like fuck arounds. This is actual betting.
God, God. Going a bit off topic. Ryan, you mentioned like you had popular kids. My school never had popular kids.
I mean,
Luckily.
I
But-
was gonna say I don't want to out you, but it is a performing arts school.
No, I mean, like I went to two high schools. The first one, yes, there were a bit. It was a drama school. Like drama was everywhere. But the second high school I went to, it was the most normal high school you could go to. But like everyone was friends with each other, and there were no cliques really.
Well, that's not a normal high school.
We were just like one big group. And you know how like the trope for like high school movies, especially like before 2005, how every high school looked like they were 35.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, there was one kid at my school. He was 18. He looked like he was 40. I'm not even joking.
Oh.
Like he was big. He was pretty
bastard.
muscular, and
Oh, alright,
he was
man.
like 6'4", I think, from memory.
Poor guy.
He was like
Yeah,
it was like
6'4", kind of muscular. Ooh,
I could show you a
get
picture.
the sweat on.
Hang on.
Ooh,
Well-
showing pictures.
He's got pictures.
I'll just go on.
I mean, we can't show the people listening to the podcast can't see this,
Absolutely
but
not.
I know, but here
we'll just put someone else's face on top of that. We'll put like
Jerry Maguire.
yeah, Jerry Maguire's
we
face
put
on top
put
of it.
Spider-Man
me-
1's Flash.
Joe Manganiello. He looked
Yeah,
like,
well,
You know what,
Fight me
he looked
neither.
like Joe
You know what? I'm
Wanna
not
fight
gonna.
me
You know what?
neither.
I'm not gonna look it up. I'm too lazy to do
Okay.
that.
Oh,
But just he looked
cool.
like Flash Thompson from Spider-Man 1, but like aged 10 years more. That's how old he looked.
Oh,
So
hell
he looked
yeah.
like Joe
Alright,
Manganiello looks now.
Yeah, and there were other kids that looked like 30, and they were like his crew and whatever. But
His crew.
Old man.
yeah, old men. They were the old man crew. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
One thing that happened at my high school.
yeah.
It's one of my closest friends still now. I don't want to name drop him because what happened, but it was fucking amazing.
Just use a fake name.
Alright, well,
So-
lay it on us.
Jason.
It was before school.
Say Jason.
No,
Craig.
it's a generic white name as well. So
John. Bruce.
I think it's already been said actually.
Clock.
Anyway.
Axel.
So
Rose.
let me tell the fucking story.
Scott.
We need a name.
Bacula.
It sounds like
Jeremy.
Ben.
Fishton.
Fish.
So Christian.
Winston.
That's all I'm giving
Yeah,
you.
it's Winston.
Christian.
I'll tell you
Alright.
after.
It's Winston.
All right, so Fishton. Yes,
Okay.
go on.
Anyway, so
Winston.
before school
Oh.
started, we had this back gate where you had to like walk over this creek and then come in through the back gate where the agricultural area was, where like all the farm and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And not many teachers would stay at that gate. So one of my friends would. This is year 12. He'd always have a smoke before coming into school,
Of course.
Oh yeah.
and usually all the year sevens just hang like all year sevens or year eights, and they would hang out there because they don't want to go in the school for whatever the fucking reason. So one time he went through his bag to put his smokes away, and he noticed he had for whatever reason a bottle of vodka,
Wait, what?
like with a quarter bottle of it left. I was with him. I don't remember why he had it, but he had it. And the bell was about to go. So what he did was he quickly sculled it,
Oh my god.
threw it at the tree as he starts walking.
Oh, no.
The bottle just shatters fucking miraculously. It was beautiful.
Maybe you should have.
The second he steps 1 foot into the gate, the bell rang.
Oh my god.
It was such a player move, and all the year sevens and year eights just sort of losing their shit. Like, what the fuck?
What a man.
And then he
had
walked
a
into
friend
school and
from-
tripped over because he was pissed.
No,
Fucking hell.
the first class we had was music class, and he couldn't. He's a drummer as well. He was the drummer we had, so he was struggling.
He wasn't having that. He wasn't having
I had a
that
friend
time.
from I had a friend from my school that usually had a bottle of vodka in his backpack.
Jeez. Yeah.
And like this is like year 12, so he was 18.
You get
18.
caught with
I
alcohol
mean, my mate-
in the Middle East if you're
I
underage.
kn-
That's pretty risky.
Yeah.
I mean, my mate was 17 and he was drinking at school. That's why I didn't want to name drop him.
Oh, hell
Yeah.
Well, I hope Fishton is okay.
Good old
He's
Fishton.
dead.
You'll be remembered.
He's dead. Alcohol
God bless him.
poisoning.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
went out. He was in a caravan and he set it on fire and drove into a gorge, listening to
Granted, it was.
listening to Holy
Granted, it
Wars.
was really cool, but
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. The spectators thought it was awesome. He was actually on top. He put a brick down and he got on top, and then he was listening to Holy Wars by Megadeth, just on his way down.
Hell yeah. He actually still brings up that story fairly often because he's so proud of it.
And he should
I'd be
be.
proud.
Why
of it.
wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Be
That's
proud.
why I'm
It's a
like, I
mad
would
story.
I would drop his name because he loves that story so much, but
He
it's
get
just because what he did.
Okay, so
Well,
get in
Fishton,
trouble, yeah.
if you ever find this
We
video,
love
you
you,
know
boy.
who you are.
okay,
You know
the
it.
best.
God bless.
Yeah, mascot.
in regards to drinking in high school, so obviously,
Oh, yeah.
like I mentioned before, I went to high school in a different country, in an Arab country. Drinking is not very fond of, especially if you're underage. That's like,
But you did it anyway.
that's really, really fucking bad.
All right.
Mhm.
People still drunk though. Even Muslim people still drunk because they were fucking morons. They didn't care about their religion because they're fucking idiots. So anyway, yeah, there's this weird thing now. Okay, obviously I'm not religious. I've never had a religion, but nearly all my friends, like my close friends, all my friends who aren't you guys, who are my close friends on the other side of the world, are all Muslim.
Thank you.
And they relatively stay pretty Muslim. So it's kind of like, when I see someone not do something Muslim while they're being Muslim, I just think that's just kind of disrespectful. And that's really dumb, even though as a white guy.
Even though you don't have any
No, I don't. But
religion
no, but,
whatsoever, you're just like, that's disrespectful.
But even my brain, because I lived there for so long, my brain is so Arab to things. Like I'll look at something.
I was gonna say, do you feel the same when you hear about a pope doing some unlawful things?
Nah, I find that funny.
Come on, bro.
No, but it's just
We're all
it's just
we're all
It's
human.
just this weird thing.
We're all human.
It's just this weird thing of that my brain thinks like my mates' brains who are Arab. So it's kind of like I'm an Arab man in a white person's body is essentially what I'm trying to say, but not Muslim. Okay, so anyway, people drink a lot, and they're a bunch of morons because they put it on Snapchat because they're stupid idiots. And I'd always be
It's the thing to do.
And I'd always think, if I just screen record this and give it to the police, all of you would be in so much shit. But they don't think about that because they're drunk and they're morons. But there was this one chick who, it got around. She came into school and she was hungover. Oh, wait, no, this was the thing. Sorry, no. She was hungover. But the story before that was she got so drunk at a party that she started vomiting. And she started getting really panicked, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, oh, you're gonna die and stuff." And I just thought to myself, she just has alcohol poisoning, but nobody knew what alcohol poisoning was. So they were all just like, "Oh my god, I don't know what happened. I don't know what to do." So they brought it to the doctor, and I was like, "That's a dumb idea." And there was this whole thing about her being drunk and all that stuff, and all I could think was, do you know what I would have told the doctor? oh, my friends dared me to drink a whole entire thing of mouthwash. That's why I have alcohol in my system.
So I've actually got a
And
similar
because
story
people
to
are
that.
pretty dumb,
Yeah.
people in their ear, they'd be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. That checks out.
I
That's
have a
good.
drunk story as well, but Brian, tell us yours.
So I have something so similar. Now, I'll go into further detail outside this podcast because you'll understand why.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there was someone in my grade who got their hands on a bottle of wine,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and they had been going through some serious shit. Anyway, they decided to finish that bottle of wine at lunch. Got it at lunch and finished it at lunch.
Just on top of the table, just miss,
eat a
do you
peanut
wanna
butter sandwich, have a bottle of wine.
So, I didn't have class because the way ours was, it was first period recess, second period, third period lunch, fourth period, and then end of school. So she sculled that. A friend of mine who had class with her in the fourth period said she was losing her mind, like you gave a child a shitload of cocaine and candy,
Oh yeah.
Oh my
like
god.
that
As you
hyped
do.
up. She went to the bathroom halfway through the class and never returned.
Oh.
Turns out she got alcohol poisoning and passed out in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Did she lock the door?
And I remember, I don't know,
It's the important bit. Did she lock the door?
but I remember seeing her outside of when this after school, her getting wheeled by the what's the name of it?
Paramedics.
Vice
nurse.
principal. Vice principal. I think it's what the role was called.
That's what it
I'm
would be.
assuming.
Getting rolled out in a wheelchair by him.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man.
In a wheelchair.
Yep.
My lord.
Jeez. Kind
God.
of sad.
Well,
A little,
I hope she's doing all right now.
Oh yeah,
Me
I
too,
ran
yeah.
into her somewhat recently, and she's doing pretty good now.
Oh, that's
Okay,
good.
cool. Well, I have a uplifting drunk story to tell.
Yay.
So
Happy drunk.
So one of my friends, this was year 11, and one of my friends had like a big party that night. And, you know, as you do when you're 17, you have a big drunk party at your house. Luckily, I didn't go. I was invited, but I didn't go because I didn't care about her.
Oh, cool boy.
So, and it was going to be dangerous anyway, so I didn't just go. And I was new, so I didn't go anyway. So she was completely drunk she was completely hungover the next day. And that day we had to take a test. So she did the test. She managed to get above 50%. I don't know how she did it, but she did. Whilst being hungover. And like when the test was done, she was looked at me because I was right next to her. She looked at me just like with the most dead expression that you could make. Like her eyes were sunken in, her mouth was just wide open, and she was like, I just want to die right now.
Oh my god.
I just finished this and I just want to die. And I like a bastard, I accidentally laughed. I snickered. and someone in front of me looked behind me and just like looked a bit concerned. I was like, yeah, okay, shield my face. I think everyone else in that class was like that as well, so I was the only sober one in that class, so.
Damn.
Oh, what a lucky little boy then.
I have another drunk story. This one is more depressing and is technically a felony.
Oh, hell yeah.
alright.
Okay.
So this happened when I left high school. So I came back. So I went back to the UAE for like a holiday to see all my mates and shit and everything. And and so I was there, and my friends told me about, you know, just stuff that was happening. And one of the things they told me was like, oh yeah, this kid, I won't name drop because if anybody finds out about this, they could be in a lot of trouble. Like, cause it's a felony. So, so this one guy who I never really liked because he was just sort of like a dickhead. All the girls liked him, not liked him, but he was popular with all the girls, not as in like romantically, but he was just there.
Yeah.
But I just thought he was a fucking idiot, and he was an idiot. And so one time he went to a concert with two girls, and then two girls from my high school who were in the same class. They all three of them got drunk. And so he got a hotel room near the place because he knew he was going to get drunk and he didn't want to go back home. So he went into the hotel
Yeah.
room. They came with him. He said he passed out. He woke up the next morning to a text message from one of them saying, "Oh, I really enjoyed last night, winky face." And he said, "I don't remember happening, so I'm pretty sure we had sex." And I was like, "That's statutory rape." And he's like, "No, it can't be." And I was like, "Well, how old is she?" And he goes, "Well, she's 18." I go, "How old are you?" He's like, "Oh, I'm 17." I'm like, "Oh, so it is. So
It's
Oh.
it
so
is.
It
it's
is,
pedophilia as well. So it is actually statutory rape." And he's like,
Yikes.
and my mate's like, does that really count as statutory? I'm like, well, he's underage. He doesn't remember it happening, and he wasn't able to give consent. So yes.
Jesus.
And I'm like, and that's a felony. And I said, if I was him, I'd probably go to the police. To be honest,
God.
Was she hot though?
no.
Well then, yeah, that's the true crime.
Did
She
he
ain't
go to the
hot.
police?
And she was a bitch. I hated her.
Did he go to the
Oh.
police or no?
Nah, he's
Okay.
too much of a
That's
fucking
kinda
idiot. He
lame.
just went, nah. He went, nah, I didn't. Nah, it's fine.
Whatever, it's
I'm like,
alright.
that's
It's
just
fine.
Alrighty.
Do we have enough for one more? Because I got a good one.
I have
We can do two.
I have a really, really good one. I saved this one to the last, but
Okay, we'll do two
Yeah.
more. We'll do Aiden, then Aiden.
Alright, well I'm done anyway, so we're
Oh.
good.
Alright, which one is who's going first
We'll go
for this one?
we'll go risk then
because my
Marks, I
my
guess.
one's great. My one's like proper fire.
No, Aiden goes first, and then Aiden.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, fair enough. Alright.
Alright,
then.
Aiden then
Alright,
Aiden.
Alright,
So my
I'll-
story is
then I'll-
basically.
My story
Risk, you can go
starts. My story starts at a mate's birthday party. Now, disclaimer: I got really drunk. This is like the
Good
first time
job.
I've ever really actually drunken because I wanted to see what it was like. I wanted to have that experience so I know what would happen. And
enough.
well, this is my experience. Um,
These are their stories.
these are
Dun
my
dun.
stories. Hashtag brave tweet.
Hashtag
So basically, I was having Canadian clubs with my friend because I really love Canadian clubs.
Ugh.
And then eventually we ran out, so I was
Alright.
like, oh fuck, well, I need something to drink. So then I looked into what we had, and I saw apple cider. I'm like, all right, then I guess I'll just start drinking that then. Now it's already not really good. We're already combining drinks here, but that's fine. And then that's when we started playing like just muck about poker. Was when the tequila shots started coming out, and I've never had tequila.
Oh,
So I was
no.
like, oh, okay, I wonder what this would be like. So
God,
I
not
did my first
tequila.
one, and I didn't feel nothing. I'm like, that's just pretty good. Okay. And then they had another one gone. I'm like, yeah, I'll have another. And then I saw another one come. Like, yeah, I'll have another. And then that's when I really started feeling the hit. That's when everything started getting all wiggly. Now I'm a
no.
lovey drunk whenever I have too much to drink, so I was just pretty much just
Same.
apologizing to everyone and saying how much they mean to me.
Oh, I love you.
Yeah,
bro.
I do
But,
too, sadly.
What was
Nice.
really funny was when I wasn't like that. My friend's mom, who's a nurse, was helping me through the process, and my friends say this, not me, but apparently when she was trying to help me through it, all I said to her was, "Oh, just shut up already." And then that was when I
Oh.
passed out.
Nice.
And then what would happen was that my friend who was about to fall asleep heard me vomit. Now mind you, I was passed out,
Oh.
so this is not good. That's actually really bad.
Raise
But
one on your side.
my friend said all my friend had to say was to a pass out drunk who just vomited and is probably choking on his own vomit was, "Oh, for fuck's sake."
As
And then
usual,
like my
so
friends were like, "What
else can you
happened?"
say?
And then he said, "Oh, he vomited again." And then that was when my friend's like, dude, that's not good." And then I eventually halfway through then pick me up and take me to the shower. That was when I finally started coming to. I started waking up. And then I fell back into passed out.
God.
But my friend was asked by his mum to take off my pants because I'm going to the shower. And then my friend said, "Oh no, but I don't want to see his penis. What if I touch it?" And then my
I
friend
want to
just
see my
said,
bro's dick.
"Stop being a fucking idiot. He's passed out and vomited."
Oh.
And so I was in the shower, and his dad every so often came in and said, "Wow, you had a lot to drink." I'm like, "Yeah, I did." And he's like, "You want to fight?" And I'm like, "You know what? Let's fucking go. Fucking get up. Come on, let's fight." And he's like, do you really want to fight?" I'm like, actually, nah. It means I'll have to get up. And I'm like in the shower. And then literally after that comment, I'm like, the shower's too fucking hot. To make it cold. And then it went cold, and then it kept like repeating back and forth between that and there. And then I woke up the next morning. I thought, I had a good sleep.
Hell yeah.
That was my note on ending it. I woke
Yeah.
up and I just thought, I slept pretty good. I don't really have a headache. What happened? And then my friend gave me the rundown. I thought, wow, I
God,
had
yeah.
fun.
Whenever I get drunk, I don't drink that much anyway. But whenever I do, I only do it for like special events. But when I do, I'm just like you. I'm a very lovey drunk. I'm more kind than I usually am, surprisingly. And
Normally
I
you
just
beat the shit out of me.
yeah, exactly. And then I just I like tell everyone I love them, and I like try to figure out what the problem is and try to help them out, whatever it is, no matter what. But unlike you, I know when to stop, and I don't vomit. So
Well, that was like my first
I-
time actually drinking, so I didn't know when to stop. So, but now
I've
I do.
had some
yeah,
bad experiences, but so I differ between
my friend stopped me
when knowing when
yeah.
to stop and not knowing when to stop.
Yeah. Luckily, my friend, when I was drinking, my friend stopped me from drinking, and she was really good about it. Luckily,
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
All right, Parks.
All right.
Send it
Ended
on
on a
home,
high
buddy.
note.
All right, so this is a story from primary school, and this is one that
Oh,
I've told.
yeah.
This is one
Hell
that I've
yeah.
told
Whittle
so many
Parks.
people because I love it. So basically, one day, I was working on. We were in the computer rooms, and we were working on the computers for something. I can't remember exactly what. And I went to my teacher. I was like, "Oh, I even remember my teacher's name. Her name was Miss Allen. This was year 5. I was like, "Hey, Miss Allen, do you mind if I go to the toilet?" And she's like, Tomlin's already in the toilet. Who was another kid? She's like, just wait for him to come back, and then you can go." I was like, "All right, cheers, miss." So I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and then he eventually came back. But when he came back, he had to walk around me, and as he turned behind, I looked at him. I don't know why. He had shit on the outside of his pants, and I was like, "That's
What?
And I, no,
What?
listen. And I was like, "Huh, that's new."
Can he swallow?
No, I don't know why my brain was just looked, but then I was like, "That's different." So I got up and went to the bathroom. Didn't think about it, and as I went into the bathroom, it was one of those bathrooms where it had multiple cubicles.
Oh,
Yeah.
And before you get into one of the cubicles, there was a slight step, and I walked in there, and one of the janitors was there, and they opened this door up, and there was just liquid shit all over the floor, all up the walls, and I went, "Whoa!" And
What happened here?
And this janitor just went.
yeah.
He was so upset.
He was like, "Of all the days that I've cleaned these floors, I've never seen anything
but
like
just
this."
yeah, but because it was an incline, it didn't spill out. It was all just kept in that one cubicle. So I went to
that's
to like the furthest cubicle, took a whiz, washed my hands, went back to the toilet, and I walked in, and I
Yeah.
went up to him and I said, "Tummelin, what happened?" And his response was, "I missed."
You what?
And then,
That should be a man's response. How do you miss that?
and then the teacher noticed it, and he had to go home. But
How do you
I
miss?
missed.
I just think of your reaction going in and looking at it. You ever seen Daddy Day
Oh,
Camp?
it's exactly that.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy
when he
looking
looks
in.
up and he looks up at the ceiling. That was exactly what it
Oh
was.
yeah.
But he missed.
Yeah, he
I
missed.
missed.
It's hard to. shit
That's
in a
actually
toilet.
literally from the Daddy Daycare scene. He just walks in and said, "Yeah, I missed," and he says, "Like, what do you mean you missed?" And he looked in and he saw that. That's literally the same scene.
But
Maybe he just saw Daddy Day Camp and he wanted to take the advantage of the
I
situation.
still don't understand this. but I still don't understand the shit in the outside of the pants as well.
I don't know how that would
maybe
happen.
accidentally sat down first and then he
I don't-
pulled the
I don't
pants down.
get that, but I love that story.
Have you guys been dexed in high school?
Great story to finish off.
I have been.
I
Wait,
missed.
no. I saw someone that got dacked in
I
front of me. I thought it was
missed.
funny.
It's unfortunate. I've never been, but I've seen many kids been
What's
dexed, and
dexed?
I'm just like, it's pants.
Pants cut pulling down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very gay act of another man pulling another man's pants in the way of humiliating the other man.
Even if they have a
It's
giant.
very
Depend-
gay.
And they wouldn't call no
No
homo.
homo.
Depending
They
on your
won't?
underwear, you were judged, I guess.
Well, I think
I
that
remember one time.
I think that's where it
I was like-
ends our podcast right there.
I was gonna say. I remember one time this kid got pantsed in high school, and he was going commando.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
Oh,
What a tough-
and on
tough
that
boy.
note, we gotta end the podcast because
hell
we
yeah.
have
Alright.
Alright.
we have nearly 2 hours of footage here.
Not 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, no, now I'm 15. Oh, we're good. Still,
Yeah.
that ends the podcast.
Let's go for longer, guys.
Let's go for longer. That's
No.
episode 1.
Let's talk about embarrassing
high
stories
school.
in uni right now.
Oh my god, there's this guy called Liam Regent who's just such an ugly fuck.
Yeah, he's a bad bloke. I don't like him.
I don't like him either. Like I
He's
said, he's an ugly
bad
fuck.
boy doing good
Bad boy.
things.
He's a bad boy doing good things.
He's not as bad. He's not as bad as Aiden Risk though. He's a real sucker.
He's quite a fucking dick suck. You know what I mean? Like that Aiden Parks guy who just
Thinks
massively gay.
Thanks, man.
Thinks he can play bass.
Swag,
Yeah,
dude.
what a fucking homo.
He can't.
And that Ryan Stevens guy, let me tell you.
No, he's
Did we end
cool.
this? Oh yeah, Ryan's okay.
Swag,
Ryan's
dude.
dope,
All right, we're gonna end it
that-
here,
alright.
everybody.
I guess.
Yeah, that ends today's podcast.
Thanks for listening.
Whenever it happens next, well, we'll be there, pleasuring your ears and
I-
pleasuring
I
ourselves.
mean, it's
and
quarantine, so it's like.
I mean, we have time.
Yeah, I got
Yeah, I
time.
got time.
Exactly.
We have all the time in the world.
So
All right then.
goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.